Hi everybody, this is Jim Zaroulis. I'm the lead piano instructor at the Real School of Music in Andover. This is a tutorial video directed towards our ensemble directors of all three schools. And it really doesn't matter if you're an ensemble director who plays piano or not. I think this is going to help everybody. What do you do? This is a problem I've encountered my whole life being a piano and keyboard player. What do you do when you're in a situation, a band situation, and the songs you're playing, the songs you're covering are from bands that don't have a keyboard player in them? Green Day, excellent band. There's no keyboards. They don't need them. Black Sabbath, AC/DC. Well, a lot of our bands have keyboard players, and a lot of our bands are doing songs from those bands and genres, but of course other bands that may not have keyboard players as well. What does the keyboard player do? It's not really an easy question to answer, but I'm going to just offer some ideas that I've used in the past, and but feel free to accentuate on those if you want to. You don't just want to sit there and clap your hands and snap a tambourine. At least I know I don't want to do that. I want to get into the song, and the idea is to try to be as part of the song, more a part of the song as everyone else is, without making yourself sound like you're over trying to do that. So there are three basic sounds that I like to always use in rock tunes of those bands, the Sabbaths and the AC/DCs. The first one is a Wurlitzer electric piano, not to be confused with a Fender Rhodes electric piano. That's a very vibraphony, belly sort of sound that should only be used in certain situations. The Wurlitzer electric piano had a bite to it. It was a very percussive sounding instrument, and it had a buzz almost reminiscent of distortion. So here's a little quick idea of one. Okay, and I'm sure you've probably heard it in the Led Zeppelin song Misty Mountain Hop. Led Zeppelin, great band, but about 60% of the songs had keyboards in it anyway. But the Wurlitzer sound is great if they're emulating or doubling what the guitar players are doing. So that would work. You don't want to really try to over-amplify yourself. Don't try to be louder than the guitars. Feel free to change octaves too. That can thicken the sound. So Wurlitzer, and I think most of these keyboards you can tweak, meaning you can manipulate some of the actual sound. You can add a little more crunch to it, a little more distortion. Bringing us more into the distortion idea is electric organs, not pipe organs, not church organs, not the organs that they used to play at ice skating rinks. I don't think those are around anymore. But if you're familiar with those huge Hammond organs that were used in bands like Deep Purple and Yes, and some other progressive bands, they'd always run them through big amplifiers and put a little distortion on it to sort of match what the guitars were doing. Therefore, it sort of sounds like you're another guitar player. When you're playing these specific chords, you want to actually avoid using majors and minor triads. You don't want to add that third. You want to keep the open fifths. You just don't want it to sound that pretty. We're here to rock and roll, so. Sustaining notes are great on the organ because you're allowed to do that. It's not a percussive instrument. So sometimes the chords, the guitar players might be playing chords or a chord progression. You can sometimes hold a note over all those chords, and it just sort of makes the song a little more cohesive, you know. So again, play around with it, but the rock organ definitely works on specific songs. If you're changing, if you have a different genre, sometimes I think of the hair bands, the Bon Jovis and that famous band. You want to, sorry about that mistake, there's the punchy brass or the synth brass that was big in the 80s. And that again has a very percussive sound, and if you voice them in fifths, you can match along with what the guitar player is playing. I right off the bat think of So again, you can be as punchy as you want. Try to match the guitar players rhythmically so it doesn't sound like you're fighting against each other. So the Wurlitzer electric piano, great idea. The Hammond electric distorted organ, another great idea. And the punchy brass will get you through anything. If you have any more questions, please feel free to contact me at the school in Andover. Good luck, everybody.